Welcome to the Sikkim 365 Baylor Basketball Postgame Show. Here's your host, Ashley Hodge.
Hey, this is Ashley Hodge coming to you after Baylor's 105-102 loss in 3 overtimes to TCU. Tough loss. We got Ray J. Dennis in here. Ray J, thank you for doing this. I know it's probably not what you want to do after a loss, but much appreciated. You played well. I mean, I know it's frustrating. You didn't shoot the ball well from 3. You had your opportunities and both overtimes, but you showed a lot of grit. You showed a lot of resilience. Could have folded. You're down. Was it when Jacoby hit the shot? Was the first overtime? That put it into the second overtime. Yeah. You just showed a lot of fight, and I'm proud of the effort. One thing I want to ask you before we get started is it seemed like the game plan that TCU was trying to take away the 3-point line, and they were giving stuff up at the rim, right? And that was so you. Was that a big focus early on, just seeing what they were, how they were defending you? Eve had a big game today, and you got a lot of opportunities in the paint, to score at the rim.
Yeah, they were taking away threes and trying to double and keep 2 on the ball during pick and roll. So just trying to take advantage of Eve in the mid area and let him finish around the rim.
Yeah, he played well. He had a good game. Caleb, we got to give him a shout out. He gave us some really good minutes. Came in there, made a couple big plays, hit his free throws, was active. That was a real key part of getting that 10-point lead. And I know probably it was a talk in the locker room about just being able to finish games when you get that lead. Is there any thoughts on that? I mean, it's just basketball probably. I mean, it's just you're playing good teams. These teams these games are always gonna come down to the wire. So
Yeah, we gotta put games away though. We get up 10 points, 6 points, 8 points in the last 5-6 minutes of a game. We gotta be able to finish that out. Yeah. And then Caleb gave us huge minutes today, so I'm proud of him for that. Yeah, really good. 254-339-1122 is the call-in number. Do we have any calls, Walker? Not yet. Okay. Give me your thoughts just on the crowd. I mean, it seemed like compared to the other games at Foster, my thought was it wasn't as I mean maybe it was just nervousness. Did it seem? Did you feel the energy from the crowd like consistently all game, or do you feel like we need to be better as fans? I mean, it just seemed like we're a step below where we were against Cincinnati, even the BYU game. Yeah, I would say that in the Cincinnati game, it was really, really loud.
Yeah.
That was probably our loudest game we've had. I would say today probably wasn't quite as loud, but I didn't think they were like non-existent or anything. So I thought the fans brought it, and our student section was pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah. Is that they're one of the more experienced teams in the Big 12. Like their physicality, how does it compare to other teams you played, or is it kind of like, is it similar to BYU and Cincinnati from a physicality standpoint, or are they a little more physical than those teams?
Yeah, I mean, like every team is, especially in this league, is really physical. But I think they're one of the more physical teams, at least that we've played this far, especially like on the offensive rebounding side of things.
Yeah.
And with them being old, I think they just stay at it and are consistent with the things they're good at versus some younger teams.
Yeah, you did a pretty good job against them on the offensive glass. They're really good in that area, but I know the one that's gonna kill you in film session is the one that Jameer Nielsen got at the end of the game to put that back. Kind of a fluke play, but they shot 40% from 3. We shoot 23% from 3-point line, and Bannon's 3 for 4. Doesn't have the prettiest shot in the world. Tennyson's a great shooter. He got going early, but didn't make many, late in the second half. And then of course, Jameer Nielsen banks that one in. Just wasn't our day from that standpoint. Sometimes the ball didn't fall your way. 254-339-1122. Call-in shows are better with calls. No calls yet. All right. We do have some questions in the comments that I want to ask you, Ray J. So let me start with, let's see. What player do you like the most growing up, and currently who's your favorite player? You probably talked about this when I've interviewed you before, but do you have a favorite NBA player?
I think my favorite is Steph.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of like Fred VanVleet and Jalen Brunson.
Right. Yeah, Steph is great, and he had his struggles in crunch time. Was it Friday night? Yeah, Friday last night against the Kings. That was a good game. That was a good game. Yeah. Big 12 fans are crazy. As a player, what are some of the things you love about Baylor fans? Are there any favorite chants? Are there any heckling that you've heard on the road? Let's see. What are some things that other schools did that you thought was cool, or any things that other fan bases have done to make the atmosphere tough so far? Anything come to mind?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think I like our student section right now.
Yeah.
Especially since we've moved over to Foster.
Right.
I feel like they're a lot more into it and louder, and I think it helps with them being closer to the floor. And then, I mean, like a lot of these teams that we play have good student sections.
Right.
So, and I feel, I mean, I don't know, but I from what I've heard, I think we haven't probably even seen some of the best.
Right.
So, yeah. Right. So.
Yeah, you'll go to some places, Texas Tech and Kansas, that's going to be get on you pretty good, I'm sure. Any of the like, have you been heckled quite a bit? Does anything stand out since you've gone to a few road environments so far?
Not really heckled.
Yeah.
I just feel like like at Kansas State, it got really loud.
Yeah.
When they got the M1 down the stretch.
Right.
It was really, really loud. Texas kind of the same thing. When they hit the buzzer beater, it was loud, but like not really heckling. And when you're on the court, it's hard to hear like the hecklers right there, sure, especially if you're locked in.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, 2 questions for you. What areas has your game improved the most since coming to Baylor, and since playing in the Big 12? And who grooms your mustache?
I feel like I became like an all around more mature player. Struggling early with turning the ball over and kind of gotten that under control.
Yeah.
And just kind of listen to my coaches. I mean, it's one of the best coaching staffs in the country. So just listening to them every day and learning from them, and becoming better all around. And then here in Waco right now, I get my mustache trimmed by Lunchi.
A Lunchi?
Lunchi, that's his name.
Oh, okay.
He's a barber at Look At Me Now Barbershop.
All right, shout out to Lunchi. So we talked a little bit before we started rolling. We'll switch gears a little bit. You're at Toledo. Our new quarterback, Taquan Finn, is from Toledo. What has your interaction been with him? You said he's probably one of the best rushing quarterbacks in the country and can throw it really well too. I mean, give Baylor fans a little bit of a preview of what to expect from him.
Yeah, he's a baller. He can really run fast, can throw it, super accurate. Big time player, played in a lot of games.
Right.
I don't think pressure gets to him.
He's about 6'5" too, isn't he? 6'4", 6'5", maybe?
No, I don't know if he's quite that tall.
6'3"?
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think he's one of the best quarterbacks in the country.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, we've talked and known each other for a while now. So we talked when he was thinking about coming here and then got here and everything. So I'm excited to see what he does.
Well, you're a great assist man on the court, and sounds like you deserve an assist for that recruiting win as well.
No, that's all Baylor coaches. They got it.
All right. No calls yet. All right. 254-339-1122 is the number. Call in with your calls. Call-in shows are better with calls. All right. I do have a couple other questions here. Let's see. He said, as a senior and a leader, how do you keep the guys motivated? I mean, you lose 3 in a row. It's easy to kind of, get frustrated. You got a big road game against UCF on Wednesday. You got to flush it. You got 2 important home games after that. A chance to start building some momentum, get some wins, and get this thing back on track. I mean, what do you say to the players? Are they looking to you for guidance, or is it kind of a mutual? Everybody's staying positive.
Yeah, I mean, you just you get hit on the chin, you just got to keep going. And I think one thing that's special about our team is we're really connected, win, lose, or draw. And we got some guys, 1 through 14, 1 through 13, who really want to be special as a player individually and as a team. So I think losses motivate us even more.
Yeah. What do you see as the things that we need to work on the most? I mean, obviously consistency with shooting, but that comes and goes. I mean, you just have to control taking good shots, right? I mean, you just want to take good shots and within the offense. Free throw shooting is something, I know can be a mental toughness thing. You're tired, you shot it better down the stretch today, but there was a period there when, could have put the game away and missed some key free throws. Defensively, what do we need to do to really tighten that up? I mean, what are you seeing as kind of the coach on the floor?
I think the biggest thing for us right now is we got to put games away.
Yeah.
I mean, almost every game, pretty sure every game we've got a
Kansas State, you're up 6.
Everybody, we've gotten a 6-point, 8-point lead late in the game, and some of them we finished out and won, and some of them we lost.
Right.
But I think that's the biggest thing for us, and so if we can do that and not have some of these one-possession games and get a couple where we win by 9 or 10 or 12-point win, that's what we have to do. Yeah,
I know it's easier said than done, but it's the little things. Like if you make your free throws, then you can extend those leads. Any calls, Walker? We got anything?
Yep, we got one call.
Oh, there we go.
This is about Ray J's background from Grand Prairie, Texas.
Okay. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Ray J. Dennis.
Well, hello, this is Billy Bob, Joe, Jack. How are y'all this evening?
We're doing good. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. So, Ray J, I just thought I'd ask him kind of background questions in your life, and like, when did you get into basketball? How old were you? What made you do that? And the other thing I was curious is, have you ever been in a Turkish prison?
All right.
No, I've never been in a Turkish prison. And my background, I've been playing basketball for pretty much as long as I can remember. So since I was probably like 3 years old, and that was kind of my first love. I mean, I played football growing up, but always loved basketball and just ran with it basically since a young kid.
Yeah. All right. Billy Bob's gone. Any other calls, Walker? 254-339-1122 is the call-in number. Please call us. Call-in shows are good with calls. I think when I interviewed you before, you mentioned you'd played some football up until what age? Like when did you stop playing football?
I stopped playing in 8th grade.
8th grade, okay, yeah. And then just focused only on basketball at that point? Yeah. You have an incredible, we don't want to jinx it, but I mean, you've not missed a game in college. I'm sure you're aware of that, right?
Yeah, I mean, just taking care of your body and
what does that look like? Like, what do you, after a game? I mean, today, very hard fought game. I'm sure you probably, having to go play like almost an extra game, right? I mean, or an extra half at least.
Yeah.
So, what's your post game routine to take care of your body?
I take a lot of ice baths.
Yeah.
Massages.
Right.
And then just things that I can control, like eating pretty good, taking vitamins every day,
sleep,
drinking a lot of water. Sleep. I sleep a ton.
Yeah.
Get a lot of sleep. And then also,
you have Theragun? Do you have like a Theragun?
Yeah, we have massage guns and stuff that I'll use. But I mean, I think one of the biggest things is understanding that everybody is aching and hurting right now, and everybody has something.
Right.
So just kind of being able to fight through it and mentally not even think about anything that hurts, and doing what you can to go get treatment and get it corrected and get it figured out, but not letting it weigh you down physically or mentally.
How does massage therapy work in a D1 program like Baylor? Do you have therapist that you can just schedule appointments with whenever you need to, or do you have to do that on your own dime, or how's that work?
Yeah, it's through our trainer.
Okay.
So our trainer will set it up for us.
Yeah.
And whenever he kind of tells us it's available, we can choose if we want to go or not.
Okay. Got it. Yeah. Interesting. All right. No more calls. Let me see. I have a few more questions for you here, I believe. Let's see. All right. Here we go. All right, this is a question for you or Ray J. I noticed that on D, our hands are always down by our side, away from the ball. I don't know if that's necessarily true, but maybe things have changed since I've played. But I was taught to have both hands up to block passing lanes. Is that a change in philosophy across basketball, or something we should be doing? I know Scott probably emphasizes active hands. I mean, you got a couple key, steals, you knocked the ball away. That led to some key stops at key moments today. Like, I do notice like a couple times, I don't think they end up making the shots, but our big guys kind of keep their hands down by their sides and don't make themselves long sometimes on contesting threes. I mean, is that something that's being emphasized, or easier said than done? I mean, is the key thing just like, trying to stop straight line drives and keep your man in front of you? I mean, what's the focus on defense that the coaches are telling you guys?
I mean, yeah, like our philosophy is we want to contest everything.
Right.
And make it as hard as possible for the other team. So, I mean, I think we probably do have our hands down, especially when we're off the ball.
Yep.
More than we should.
Right.
I don't think it's that black and white also.
Yeah.
'Cause, I mean, you chasing guys around. You're not going to run with your hands up or anything like that.
Right.
But, no, absolutely. We should make ourselves bigger and longer and use our length. And we got some big wingspans on this team, and we should take advantage of it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, hey, I know it's, people sometimes get down after losses, 3 in a row. But, I mean, I think, the good news is we're in these games, learning, opportunities to grow in these tight games. It's going to help us in some other games here in the coming weeks where it's going to come down to the wire. I think all this is, building experiences, especially for the younger players that haven't been in these situations before. So I hope you stay encouraged, and I hope the rest of your teammates do. And I know you'll have Baylor fans supporting you 100%. We're excited to watch how this journey unfolds, and a lot of season left. You've been listening to a Sick'em 365 post-game show with Ashley Hodge and Ray J. Dennis. Sick'em Bears. All right. Yeah. Thank you for doing that.
No problem.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up?
Hey, what's up? I was going to ask him about finishing at the rim.
Oh, we just finished. Yeah, like just now.
Oh, you finished?
Yeah, like
Dang it.
like
We couldn't
literally
finish
2
it
seconds
fast
ago.
enough. Dang it.
Yeah. He was talking about finishing at the rim.
Finished on our time right now.
Oh.
You just finished at ours right now.
Yeah, it's a little bit delayed.
Dang it.